What's up, metal and heavy music fans? These are your picks for the most anticipated metal albums of December.
It's beginning to look a lot like...
So let's be real, December tends to be kind of the leftovers month for new music, and the last 3 Fridays in particular end up being pretty sparse. Even so, y'all still recommended some pretty rad albums coming up to close out the year, and I have a few of my own to throw in as well. But kicking it off on December 3rd, we have Genocide Pact with Genocide Pact via Relapse Records. If you needed just one more blast of pure, undiluted death metal this year, then this is probably the album for you. Old school mentality with no frills through and through. Next up, arguably the biggest release of the month, we have Devin Townsend releasing the double album The Puzzle and Snuggles. So after pushing the original release date, we're finally getting this new progressive metal opus. I considered doing a tier list for this one, but I took one look at that discography list and I decided that I just did not have that much free time. Then we have Wolftooth with Blood and Iron via Napalm Records. This Indiana band brings the classic doom and stoner vibes strong alongside plenty of fantasy imagery and great riffing. Your dose of metalcore this month comes in the form of Mice and Men and Echo via Sharptone Records. I'll be dropping a full review for this one shortly, but there are definitely some solid singles to enjoy in the meantime. Moving away from overtly metal territory, there's also a new Volbeat album in Servant of the Mind. Quite a few of you mentioned being excited for this latest outing from this legendary Danish rock band, and some of these riffs sound pretty darn heavy too. And then we also have a new Failure album in Wild Type Droid via Failure Music. The Los Angeles trio is back with more of their groovy, dreamy alt-rock energy for fans of Quicksand, and just in time after that Converge Blood Moon album, which had some crossover sound. And then my pick for this week is Sohideous with None But a Pure Heart Can Sing via Silent Pendulum Records. So even though this is my recommendation, I was glad to see that my excitement was shared by at least one commenter, and I'll just quote them in saying the singles sound like if the Mars Volta went black metal. Lots of emphasis on classical orchestration as well. Moving on to December 10th, we have Death Angel with The Bastard tracks via Nuclear Blast Records. This is actually a set list of some of their lesser played tracks performed live at the Great Music Hall in San Francisco. Switching up the style again, we have Funeral with Praesentialis in Aeternum via Season of Mist. If you're looking for funeral doom, you may as well go for one of the forerunners, and one with the genre right in their name for that matter. Y'all know that this style isn't really my bag, but why should I deprive the fans just because I don't get it? And then tossing in 2 of my picks, I've got Djinn-Ghul with Mechalith. There hasn't been nearly enough industrial metal this year, and if you feel the same way, you should check out this monstrous collision of battering blast beats, brutal vocals, and Fear Factory-esque guitars. For that matter, you should also check out the video I just did with Warm Gadget on the best industrial metal albums of all time. And then I also want to recommend Otargos with Fleshborer Soulflayer via Xenokorp Productions. This is a French black and death metal band I first caught wind of with 2010's Twisted No God, No Satan, but also ground me into dust with the intensity of 2018's Xeno Chaos. So I'm interested to hear what this new one has in store. And then there are a few other releases I'm interested in later in December, but I'm going to save those now to see if they end up on my best of the month list. For now, let me know down in the comments what other albums are you looking forward to in December, and check out this video for my favorite albums of November. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.